Hello. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the sincere elders of the Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from. And I want to give double honors to all the other elders, giving us that non-stop energy. And you see that the elder Yavakal, Shalom Malak La'ab, the elder Yawakal, he was out in Mexico today preaching it with power to the Issachar. And he was speaking in Spanish. So what is everyone else's excuse? They're not even going out on the highways or hedges or going out in the forest. He was in a foreign country and was preaching it with power. So it's beautiful that the Lord is showing who is his men and who is going to fight for him and who's going to and learn this truth. Throughout all this time, brothers, is getting more and more powerful, just as the Lord spoke. And we're going to continuously go, Lord willing, I'm of that number, until that time comes, until that the Lord shuts off this word, this precious word, and that everyone knows throughout all the world that they understand that the Lord is coming. So let me grab this. Let me get in it. This is Jeremiah chapter 6. I'm going to start at 10. Oh, Shalom, Yawanathan? Yeah, I'm getting it now. Yabashim al-Shabrakatah, Shalom King. And I catch the beginning of your lesson, it was messing up, but then I caught a little bit, and then I went to the elder. So, Yabashim al-Shabrakatah. This is Jeremiah chapter 6. And I'm going to start at 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ears is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the words of the Lord is unto them a reproach, and they have no delight in it. So who are we supposed to be going into? We're supposed to be going to the lost sheep of Israel, those people that are that the Lord has put forth, and that we're going to be going off and going into captivity, keep doing idolatry, but we're supposed to go on to them, the lost sheep of Israel. Let me grab that real quick. Slakia. A little excited, so just seeing that, and it was beautiful. And it's crazy how the Lord is just working through men. This is Matthew chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. And the 12 Yahushua sent forth, and he commanded, and we're supposed to. He sent forth all these men that ones are going out on the just as they did to the apostles back in the day, just as they did all this time, even to the time of Paul, that he sent forth them so they could preach to these people. Who shall we give warning to? Our people, thus saith the Lord. Into the way of the Gentiles, and that's Gentiles, if you look at it, means our people. It's for the strangers, when you come in. That's why when you hear Greek nor Jew, because when we went into captivity under the Greeks, we start taking on their customs. So we start becoming strangers. If you understand how the Lord works, then once that's why when you read into the law, that if you didn't do something or you didn't circumcise, you were cut off from your people, become strangers. And I believe that word is ethnos in that one. And that means, obviously, the other ethnicities. And into any city of into any of the cities of the Samaritans enter not, but go rather into the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and go and preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So this is what we're supposed to say. And look what's going on. It's closer than when we believe. You see that it's closer and closer. Every day it's getting exponentially badder here. Every day that Esau Edom is getting exposed. A brother put on the thread that, these Edomites jumped this black, so-called black man, was probably Judah, a security guard. They jumped him. They thought it was like they thought it was like 1957. They forgot that Jake, we're powerful. It's not that many Edomites now. Jake is out here. Jake is being a terror onto Egypt. and they went on and whooped all those Edomites' ass. So that's a beautiful thing. And just because we have scoffers and we have all these people, and I have this demonic child, and he's a sodomite, and he be talking mess. But we already know that we got to continuously just keep pushing on. Because heal the sick, cleanse the lepers. This is what he was telling, but this is what's going to happen at the end of the day, that the Lord is going to put the men that are going and preaching this word, they're going to have that ability. So continuing in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 10 again. Let me grab this actually. This is Ezekiel, because this is what we're supposed to give them, a warning. This is Ezekiel chapter 33. And that's what the elder did in that Issachar land. And that's what all these people been doing. All the ones that are in the right spirit going on in the highways and hedges. That's what we're doing. We're giving warning to our people. Tell them to repent. Shalom, Kalab, Yahweh Shemel Shah Brakatah. Hope, grace, and mercy. Yahweh Shemel Shah Brakatah. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. Salakia, chapter 33, and I'm going to start at 2. Son of man, speak to the children of thy people. That's who we're warning, the children of our people. And just because some of them were not listening, well, the Lord put that spirit on them. Let me grab this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 6, and I'm going to start at let me see, where should I start? I'm going to start at 9. And he said unto you, go and tell the people, and hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Because you know what? He made some of the people, he said, who told, like when the Pharisees were going and they were going against the Lord, he made, John asked, who told you? It's some people that the Lord made their ears fat because he wants them to be destroyed. So that's when he said they might not hear, but I'm going to continue in this real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 2. Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon this land, if the people of the land take a man of the coast and set him up for a watchman. So this is what the Lord told us to do. That we're supposed to be watchmen unto the children of Israel. And we're preaching and telling them that now the storm is coming, 144. And that's what the elder did, and that's what the brothers from LA did. That's when the brothers from all over the coast, all over the world, from London, from even out in the Philippines, they're warning all the lost remnant, the lost seeds of our people. And they're telling them that the Lord is coming to deliver us. And if you don't hear, the ones that ears are fatting, that you're getting ready to be judged. If when he seeth the sword cometh upon the land, and blow not the trumpet, and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword come, take him away, and his blood shall be upon his own head. So those ones that are not hearing, well, they're just going to be destroyed. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing, is telling them that they need to get right, telling them that the Lord is coming. So continuing in Jeremiah, verse 11, therefore I am full of fury of the Lord. I am weary with withholding it. I will pour it upon the children abroad. So this is what we're supposed to do. We have that fire because we see what's going on, and we're warning our people boldly and with attention, with the fury of the Lord, because we understand that the Lord is coming and he's bringing terror. So we're out here persuading men. Let me grab that. Shalom, Yahweh. For some reason, this place be a ghost town. Man, I need to start traveling more. As soon as I get in my car, This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, and we are made manifest unto God, that I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. So we're out here telling them, warning them, as is our job, if you're a watchman unto the Lord, telling them that the judgments are coming, and that all these people that commit idolatry, all these people that are in this state of mind that everything is going to be peaceful, are going to be destroyed, because the Lord is not bringing peace on this earth. He's bringing destruction. He's putting upon your fears, the fears that of the wicked. He's going to choose your delusion, and you're going to die the worst possible death you can think of, lest you repent, because the Lord is looking for repentance. And that's what he told us to do. Continuing in Jeremiah, the 6th chapter, verse 11, therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord, and I'm weary with withholding it. And I will pour it upon the children abroad, and upon the assembly of the young men together, for even their husbands with their wives shall be taken, and the age that with him that are full of days. Because it doesn't matter if you're a child and you can be 11 if the Lord didn't have you in the predestination, like he predestinated you for being an elect to be able to get this word. And it's no excuse, because you're going to hear it, and it's supposed to change your mind. And no matter if you're like, well, I lived in this world for 90 years, and I barely get it, I might as well just continue the rest of my life being wicked. No, the Lord is going to destroy you. And their houses shall be turned unto others, with the fields and their wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, said the Lord. And how is he going to do that? By stretching out his hand. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to start at 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So have you guys seen that video of in Texas, what's happening? That they're getting invaded, like a farm was just full of mosquitoes. And it was so many, and these are not just regular. This is what Bill Gates' science project, for what his science is, because you know he didn't do it, but he paid his philanthropy, they call it, these just mosquitoes that are just passing around genetically modified diseases. And now it's full, killing. It was a time when I forgot, it was like 2 years ago, that they had mosquitoes killing livestock, 144. So this is what the Lord is bringing. He's putting forth all the plagues as before. And he's going to put it and cause it so, because people need to get right. Let's grab this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine, plagues, tribulation, and anguish. So we're telling all this stuff because the Lord is not doing it to just be but that's his name to the heathen. They call him Allah Shaja, terrible like demon power. But he's doing it for our people so they can get right, so they can see that the Lord is here and he's delivering this place. I mean, not delivering, destroying this place, and he's setting up a deliverance for his people. But at first, you have to break something down before you can build it up. And he's breaking us down through all these plagues and all this destruction. So we're here with the fury of the Lord telling you to get right. Are all sin as a scourge for the amendment? But for all these things, they shall not turn from the wickedness. And what is Ezekiel? If they turn not, then that blood is going to be put upon them. They're going to be destroyed, and they don't have no excuse. So they can scoff and do all these things and say, but you didn't turn around. You're just going to be destroyed by these winds. You're just going to be destroyed when the Lord puts these thermonuclear destruction upon this place. When you see animals coming that you've never seen in your life, and just come and just snatch you up, snatch your daughter out your hands, and destroy your whole family. And the Lord might, to the most wicked of you, the wicked of the wicked of our people, he's probably going to wait, and you're going to starve, you're going to see your whole family die, and then you're going to die from these thermonuclear destruction, which is a plague upon the Lord. Well, not upon the Lord, upon this land sent by the Lord. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. They're not going to even do it. And some of the people, instead of even going toward the Lord, they're going to, since they see that the Lord's not dealing with me, they might go into full-fledged witchcraft. They might actually try to fight to the Lord. Because that's when that pride, you know those people that are super proud? That's why the Lord, when people get so proud, look at Esau Edom. He literally thinks he can fight against the Lord. So you think it's going to be some of our people, once they find out, and they say, all right, the Lord ain't dealing with me, that they don't go straight all the way to the other side and really try to kill all the men of the Lord? So the Lord is about to put destruction on these people. They shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be, so they see that you can still eat. You can do all this stuff in Babylon the Great. You can still go and get a date. Go and get a date deal with, if you have the substance, you know, because there's a lot of those rappers, which they're getting killed by a crazy level. All these celebrities dying from the juicy juice and all that stuff, but they can still eat. They can still do all this stuff. And see, a lot of people won't understand until it's right in their face, until the Lord starts destroying them and start plaguing. Because you know, back in this world, they say if it's a little bad time, if you keep positive, which is, you know, just as they will, if you keep positive, it's going to blow over. So they say, I don't want anything negativity. You're bringing it, and they're going to try to scourge the men of the Lord. But what's going to happen? Nothing. Because, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they may think themselves in good case, to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. So look at what's any person that had actually any sense, any understanding, any prudent, being prudent, any ability to have a high level thinking, they would see that, man, this place is completely and utterly through. That the food is shrinking in size and it's costing more money. Everything's going to shit. They're talking about climate lockdowns. They're about to put 15-minute cities. They're making cars be pretty much unaffordable because of how high the gas is. And they make that, like, you can't even work next to your job because now the average commute to a person's company, especially the ones the middle class, is about 50 miles. So now you're gonna have to worry about, should I go to work hungry, or should I just buy some food and have to call off for a couple days? But they're not gonna get it. And they see all this stuff that now people don't even know what a woman is. They really think that it's whatever you feel like. All this confusion, but they never thought that the Lord is about to destroy this place, that it's all bad and they need to get right. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And it's a hard thing to die from famine, because where's that in Lamentation? I'm gonna just grab it. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, because it takes a very long time to die from starvation. And you see, they have these little cheap, because imagine when the power goes off. what are they going to do? First, they're going to go straight into eating all their food that they have in the freezer, which is mostly genetically modified. It's mostly genetic, and they don't want to go to waste because people are just stupid like that. So they think if they hurry up and like eat it while it's hot, create a little fire at the beginning, so they're going to eat it. And then at that time, the only thing that's going to be left in people's cabinets, because everyone has this common thing, they always have crackers, they always have peanut butter, and they're going to eat that. So it's not going to, but they're going to have to eat little by little by little, and then it might take about 40 days before you actually die from starvation. If you might eat a little bit today, then you'll have a headache for all that time because now you just ate all that genetic modified food, and now it's going to be messing with your mind. And now you just ate all this stuff, and you don't have anything that's nutrients, so you won't have no fruit because the Lord is sending forth these bugs, these locusts, all these places that eat up all the greenery off this place. And you don't even know what kind of food it is in greenery. So you can't go out in the field and identify. So it might be those simple ones that go and try to eat like regular weeds, and they, oh man, because it has berries in it. But don't forget that a lot of poisonous plants look good to eat too. So they don't eat that and they might die. So it's worse to die from that. For they pine away, stricken though for want of fruit and of the field. That's what is gonna happen. They're just gonna die a slow and painful, horrible death. What's it in Tobit? Let me grab a room. Let me grab it. This is Tobit, chapter 4, verse 13. Therefore, my son, love thy brother and despise not the heart of thy brother. Salakia. Yep, this is it. Thy sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For pride is the destruction, is the beginning of destruction. So, having this proud that you believe that you're going to get out and you're going to fight a mortal being, a being that created you, that you're going to go against him, or you can just survive it without not going to the person that created it, saying that's the only way you can be saved. And much trouble. And in lewdness is decay and want, for lewdness is the mother of famine. So this is what happened. The Lord smite these plagues upon this place because you have sinned against him grievously. God. Continuing. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So maybe you might have a bunker. You might have been a little bit smart, like these Edomites that have it, or people that go and prescribe and was a coon onto Edomites. They might have got a little bit of money that you have like a 10-year storage, or you have a bunker. You know what that's going to happen? You're going to die from the sword. Then the Lord's going to put a spirit on one of your close family members or some random homeless man to find your place, break into your door and kill you. Or maybe these Gurja troops, these soldiers that they're going to send over here, they're going to kill you. So, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. So this is not going to be, it's going to just be poop. Go to Skid Row. See how much poop it be everywhere, scat. Well, that's going to be dead bodies. That's going to be how dead bodies are going to be out in this place. People are just going to be dying. Be seeing some newly created creatures melting someone or burning them, cooking them up. You'll just see bodies in the park because, people are out in the field because they might try to walk and travel. Because in California, to get anywhere, you're going to have to cross mountains and deserts. And since you don't know any survival skills, you don't know anything, and you don't have the Spirit of the Lord on you, you're going to die. You're going to have a horrible death. You might try and find some plant they call like nightshade. Looks like a lot of berries. You might eat that and you're going to have dysentery and you're going to be bleeding out your eyes and all that stuff. This is what the Lord said. Continuing. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and they shall be no man to cover them. You're not going to see people burying it. You might see people are more likely going to be eating you. Or they might say the ones that are like just most demonic of them the ones that are going to be saved for the destruction, those thermonuclear bombs, they're probably going to be eating you. They're probably going to see your body, and it's like, oh, that's another food. This is how demented this place is. No comfort. Salakia. Bear with me. There shall be no man to comfort thee, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Because nobody's going to be in the cities when that power is off. When the power is off, you, especially in Texas, California, all these southern states, you can't actually live in a house if you don't have air. Everyone knows that, if you Jake, you had those days that your parents didn't want to turn on the air conditioner, it was super hot. You had to open all your windows. But remember, they turned it on some part of the day. Imagine when it continuously heats up. Because it's meant to keep the air in, but also the heat in too during the winter. So when it gets super hot, it's going to be unbearable. You're going to be baking in there. And if you think you're going to be in your car, cars can be used as sun ovens. So that would be a stupid thing too. Continuing, Slakia. And the dead shall be me, and then there shall be no man left to till ground and to sow. So you're not going to see people in agriculture farming to bring it to you. They're going to be worried about, I hope these newly created creatures don't eat me. I hope that these soldiers don't come around and see that we're here and burn and kill us. They're going to be worried about hiding, so nobody's going to till the ground. The trees shall give fruit. Who shall gather them? Only the elect. Those are what we're going to be eating off that. We're going to be eating off the land. The Lord's going to be giving us. The Lord can possibly give us have birds bring it to us. They might gather it and bring it to us. Or he can possibly have care packages, because I had a dream like that the Lord dropped a care package for me. And when I grabbed it, it was so many of them. I grabbed like 3 bags. I turned around, brought it in where I was at, and came and got it back. The rest, it just disappeared. But we were the only persons could see it. So this is what the Lord can do. Shalom, Elder Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. And beautiful, man, it's inspiring to see that's what we should be doing in Israel. That's beautiful. That it's no excuse. The elder can go, and that's not his first language, to a country that he didn't know, and still be powerful and speaking and doing what the Lord has prescribed, being on the highways and hedges. And that's the ones that are going to be saved. And he also is doing with the Lord's work by warning those people. Because how many people you see in the prophets, because they don't have internet as they usually in a lot of foreign countries, and how they probably never seen it. They probably seen it. And a lot of them didn't prescribe, but the Lord, he's going to be out there for like a week. Bear with me. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It just flew. Bear with me. It's just that was weird, Satan's mad. He tried to stop everything, but one full force with Allah Yahweh shot. See, and he ain't stopping nothing. That don't irritate nobody. But that's what that the men of the Lord and the people that are doing it, they're taking wins. That's how jealous do you have to be that something like that should happen. So Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua for that. And having us be strong. And we got to rejoice in things that happen like that. Weird stuff, unexplainable stuff. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Continuing. For verse 28. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of a field, which hide themselves in a thick grove, and in the cleaves of the rocks, and in the orchards So let's just going into it. Let's grab this. We're continuing in 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Actually, let me grab this. My bad, it just threw me off. I don't know, man. I don't even know how that happened. It's just weird, though. The water y'all about you, I'll shine, though. This is Jeremiah again, chapter 6. I'm going to at 14. Actually, at 13. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest, them everyone to be given into covetousness. So everybody that's not going and prescribing to this truth, all the wicked of our people, that's what they went into. They all had something lustful they went into, and that's why they're not hearing this word. And that's why the Lord is going to judge them for it. And from the prophets, even unto the priests, everyone dealeth falsely. All of them have this, even to the people in the circumcision. They have this, what is it called? Partiality or impartiality, or respect the person. All of them not respecting and doing what the Lord, they're not judging on the way the Lord told us to do. So now see people in the world, if you're white, you're right. That's pretty much the people in the world. And in there, if you're famous, if you have a lot of names, all of them doing and dealing falsely. They have healed also and hurt the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, where there is no peace. So this is what they do. And this is how the people continuously stay proud. They're saying just because a sentence against it, let me grab that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So just because that they're not judging, they say, well, this is peace, it's going to blow over, that everything's going to be, but what does the Lord say? He said it's not going to be no peace. Let me grab this. Yeah, I'm getting bothered real, but no worries, man. It's whatever. It's pissing me off. This is Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. Actually, start at I'm going to start at 17. Thus said the Lord, thy Redeemer, thy Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord, thy God, which teaches thee to profit, which lead thee by the way that thou shouldest go. So this is what the Lord told us to go and preach unto the lost sheep of Israel. And he's teaching us how to live, how to do all this stuff. And if we don't, he punishes us. Or thou hast hearkened unto my commandments, then had thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the wave of the sins. But we're doing it now. We're going and coming back onto the Lord, who is our Redeemer, and he's using Yahushua, the Spirit, which is the Spirit of prophecy. The sea also have been the sand of the sea, and the offsprings are the boughs like a gravel thereof. And his name should not have been cut off, nor destroyed from before me. But since we did, what happened? And it was for a chasten for our nation. Go ye forth from Babylon, and flee from the Chaldeans, with a voice singing, and declare ye, Salakia, tell this, and utterly even to the end of the earth, and say, the Lord has redeemed his servant Jacob. And thou thirstest not when he lead them through the desert, he caused the rock. This is the miracles the Lord did. And what we still do? We still went back into idolatry. We went back and not listening and being obedient to the Lord. Even if that we've seen the miracles that he put forth, that he made a rock bring forth water. But he's going to do those to the people that are doing and being and listening and being obedient unto him. And out of the rock from them, and he clave the rock also, and the rivers gushed out. There is no peace, said the Lord, unto the wicked. So all the ones that saying peace, peace, there's no peace for it. There's no peace to the ones that are not listening to the Lord. There is no peace. They're going to just get destruction, death. This is what's going to happen unless they go back unto our Lord, who is our Redeemer, and pray unto him and repent. Continuing. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and then the Lord just said it's no peace for the wicked, his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Lord. The ones that are those are the ones that are going to be able to see the miracles. They're going to get spiritual power. Those are the ones that all these glories that he's going to give is going to give. Because Israel, the beginning, like 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. Obviously, so they're going to come back into the kingdom, and they're going to be righteous, so they're going to get glories. But the ones that are not going to taste of death, that glory, the ones that are going to be able to drink wine and be in the crowning ceremony with our Lord and Savior Yahushua, those ones are the ones doing this work. And those are the ones that fear the name of the Lord. Salakia, bear with me. This is back in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 14. Verse 15, were they ashamed when they had committed abominations? When they were doing this, did they ever think and thought about what the Lord was going to do? No, they weren't ashamed. They continuously did it. Let's grab this. Because this is when they're going to be ashamed. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They and their kings and their princes and priests and their prophets saying to the stock, thou art my father, and to the stone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their backs onto me. So they're going to be ashamed at that time. But were they ashamed when they were committed it? No, they kept doing it, kept pushing on. Let me finish that and I go back to it. This is back in Jeremiah chapter 6. Verse 15, were they ashamed when they have committed abominations? Nay, they were not at all ashamed. Neither could they they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. Which is going to be as Esau, when their kingdoms have fall, they're going to fall they're going to fall at that same moment and be destroyed and die the death of the heathen. Which is, let me just keep grabbing it because I'm keep saying it. This is going to be the plague that consumes the whole earth. This is Zechariah chapter 14 verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherein the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall be consumed away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall be consumed away in their holes. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. And what does that sound like? That's going to, just as what's going to happen to Babylon the Great, and how this kingdom is going to fall, they're going to be destroyed and melted. And they're going to be evaporated. You're going to be turned into dust when that thing hits you. Just as, what's that movie? It was in Terminator, when she was holding the gate. Sarah Connor was holding the gate and she melted away. It was just skeletons, which is going to be horrible because you're going to see that. Somehow you're going to be blinded before you do it. So the last thing you're going to see is be in your mind as you melting, because that flash is going to, speed of light, the light travels faster than anything. And then the sound, which is going to deafen you, and then you're going to be melted. And it's going to happen in like that. But the Lord's going to make it happen slow, and you're going to be consumed away. So first your eyes is going to burn out. Boom, your eardrums are going to explode. Bam, your brain, and you're going to just die a horrible death. And then you're going to come back in the kingdom knowing that, yeah, I was worshiping this slave that we have out in the dungeons breaking rocks. This servant, which is Esau Edom. Salakia. Continuing in Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. Nay, they were all out of shame, neither did they blush. They didn't care, they kept on doing it. Knowing that the Lord called you a filthy whore and said, get away from me. He said, you are not my people, and cast you away. That's what at this time, and now, what is the Lord doing now? He's just saying, look at him, get away from him. That's why he has the elect for that purpose, for a remnant to save us, because the rest of our people is not getting right. And shall fall among them that fell. And that time I shall visit them, and they shall be cast down, said the Lord. Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the way, and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way. So go back into these laws, statutes, commandments. Go back and go to your only God, the God that from your youth, that showed you the way, that showed you how to live, how to be a special and holy people, how to become what you are, which is a prince of a power. He guided you, but you didn't do that. So that's why let's go back to Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They and their kings and their princes and their priests and their prophets saying to the stock, thou art my father. You know why you're going to be ashamed? Because when that time comes and when something's happening, what are you going to do? You don't think they're going to save you? For they have turned their backs onto me and not their faces. And you know, when you turn, that's a reference, when you turn, just like when you go into respect a person, it's like turning your face onto someone. So when you turn your back on someone, you're disrespecting them. So you disrespect him by the person that gave you all these miracles in front of your face, that did all this stuff for you. You're gonna just have it towards your back, and you look towards these heathen. You put your face towards these heathen, so you're gonna be ashamed. You're gonna be ashamed. But in the time of their trouble, they will arise and save us. But in the time of their trouble, they will not say, arise and save us. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, what was that, what they were saying? They're going to like, is it Yahweh? I'm not even going to say it, but you know the names they use. Or God help me, they're going to be saying that. Or they're going to say, Jesus Christ. Well, that guy's not going to do anything for you. He's going to be in slavery. The one that they call Jesus Christ, that artist, the person that was painted, he's going to be a slave. And we're going to be fucking him up every day. We're not going to let him grow that long hair, because you guys don't have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not going to be being effeminate, and you're not going to be having all this stuff. No, you're going to be destroyed. But in the time, in trouble, they will say, arise and save us. But where are they gods that they have made thee? Let them arise. If they save thee in the time of thy trouble, for according to the number of the cities of Judah. So let them arise. So let's grab this. Judges chapter 10, verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, and let them deliver you in the time of tribulation. And the children of Israel said unto the God, we have sinned. Do unto us whatever seems good upon thee, and deliver us only, we preach thee, in that day. So that's what the Lord told her, and back in that time when we were falling. But now we're praying and telling the Lord, and we're coming back, and we are repenting, and we're telling the Lord and being obedient unto what he's saying, that we're going back. Come on. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen to these people. They're going to be destroyed, and they're going to not be able to do anything about it. The Lord is going to just save his people. He's going to give the power to his elect. Let me grab that. I'm trying to think where it's at. Because he's going to save. Let me grab this first. This is Isaiah chapter 45. This is verse 16. They shall be ashamed also and confounded, all of them. They shall go unto confusion together, and there that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with a everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. Those are the ones. And Israel, the elect of Israel, the Israel of God. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Let me grab that. This is in Colossians, I believe. Slock it, bear with me. This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he has chosen us in before the foundations of the earth, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestined us unto the adoption of the children by Yahushua Mashiach to himself according to the God of pleasure. And what is that? Let me grab that real quick. Because who can only be adopted? But I'm trying to think where that precept is. Yes. Oh, a remnant. That's what it is. A remnant. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites to pertaining the adoption, the glory, and the covenant, and the giving of the law, the service of God, and the promise. Our fathers, and whom concerning the flesh of a Mashiach came, who over all God bless, amen. So he gave a remnant. So I'm trying to figure out where that is. Salakia. I'm just catching a little hell mentally, but no worries. So you know you're doing something right. The water Yabashim al-Shah. That's where it is. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 5. For even then, at this present time, as there is a remnant according to the election of grace, those ones that the Lord protected, he saved a little bit. It's not that one, but a remnant. He put forth these Israel of God, the Israel of God, to be able to go 7,000 men that have not bowed their knee to Baal. Those ones that are being and preaching this word and continuously push forth the Lord's grace. That's what we're preaching, that we have a time to get right. And we have a time to continuously come forth to the Lord and pray unto him and also do what he has told us to do. And he said to go back onto these laws, statutes, and commandments, go out and preach that we need to get better as not a nation, but as men. Because the Lord is only going to save those people that he predestinated. When we started, that the ones that he had from the beginning for an election purpose. Bear with me. Salakia. So, but all those ones that won't go in there, I'm just going to grab it out of this. Because I'm getting a little irritated. This is a... This is Romans. I'm trying to get it in Isaiah, but I just get it here. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 27. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness. Because a short work will the Lord make upon this earth. Because 1 hour is Babylon the Great going to get its destruction. It's going to be destroyed. When the Lord really when he really comes and delivers, it's not going to take that long. This world is going to fall very, very fast. A short work. And these people, Esau, Edom didn't even have this kingdom for a very long time. It's second. It's not even a full day. He had it for a half a day. And it already been being brought down for 30 plus years already. But it's been falling and falling ever since, and now we're at seconds before it's already through. And Isaiah also said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of armies, well, the Lord, that's what the Lord is a man of war. He came and he set war against everyone that touched the apple of his eye, and has left us a seed. So all these ones that are coming out here preaching this word, all these ones going and being in that state of mind, which is in that as Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, vexed with them, doing everything they have did, being wicked, being in that sodomite spirit. We're vexed with it. And we continuously preach the Lord, crying and sighing. So that's what the Lord did. Just as he did, he always leaves that one thing so the line can continuously be passed on. Just as he did with Noah, just as he did with Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, just as he put forth. This is what the Lord does. And then made like unto Gomorrah, where what shall we say then? That the Gentiles which follow not after righteousness and attain to righteousness, even righteousness, with it is faith. And those are talking about the Gentiles, not the natural Gentiles, the ones that have been cast off. Like if I'm Northern Kingdom, all the Northern Kingdom, well, they were already all the way over here when Paul was preaching this to them. But the Lord opened that up to them because they were casting no people. And all the people that when you do something according, not doing like not getting circumcised or not following the Passover, you are become a no people. They're talking about those people. Shalom Natanya Bashim El Shar Brakatah. Slow here, let me grab this. Let me grab this real quick, actually. This is Isaiah chapter 53. Verse 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? It's just as the Revelation, this 5th chapter. Revelation chapter 5, verse 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book, and who to loosen the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither look upon it. And I wept, because what's called wept, that the Lord put forth and he made sure that certain things had to happen. And so this book and these understanding it was sealed because it was supposed to be, because we're supposed to wait for the Son, that he was going to, when he came on the earth and he died from died on the cross, he was going to come back and he was going to give the Spirit of the Lord. He's going to come back after 3 days and give the Spirit of the Lord to the prophets. They're going to preach it and preach the understanding as he taught them first, and they witnessed it so faith can be built up. And then it was going to be a falling away first, and then bam, then we were going to wake up at a place that as dead bones and preach with pure power onto this nation that is fallen. Tell our people that they need to get waking up. And that's why he wept, because when John was seeing it, he wept. He said, what's going on? Because no man was found worthy to open the book and read the book, neither to look thereon. But one of the elders said, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah and the root of David, which is Yahushua, has prevailed to open the book and loosen the 7 seals. So continuing in Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1, whom have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, as a root, and as a dry ground, and have no form nor comeliness. Who is this talking about? And that's not saying that Yahushua was ugly. Meaning, like, he didn't have that. People, even if he's the King of Kings, people didn't perceive him as a king. But he grew up in between his brothers, and he gave the Spirit to certain men that was with him from beginning. And those are the ones that are going to be able to hear. And those are the ones that are going to be able to understand, is the ones that prescribe unto that man. And that's what the elect is about. The election purpose is for the glory of Yahweh and Yahushua. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire of him. He is despised and rejected of men, and men of sorrow, acquainted with grief. And which is Yahweh. Look at, his hair wasn't white, but he was catching hell. And he was doing it for our people. And that's why we have to look at a role model, and we have to drink of the same cup as he drunk. And that's for those ones that he saved from the beginning, that remnant. So those are the ones that are going to get right. These are the ones that the Lord preserved from the beginning, that have not bowed the knee. And he despised and rejected of a man of sorrow, acquainted, which is a friend of it. Meaning, it was always at his doorstep. Especially with these wicked of our people that are going to be ashamed. This is why this judgment is going to be upon them, because they have said, give them Barabbas. And they have been and said, look I'm just going to go into what is it called? What's it? Ishmaelism? What's it? The Quran or Hinduism or all that stuff. Hey, what's up? Alright, never mind. Hopefully you don't come over here. For him hid as he were of our face. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You see yourself on the sign?
Yeah, I see it.
See, what are you?
Oh, I don't even recognize you. That's like the blacks. Oh, hey, Israel, Isaac. All right, go ahead, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just telling you, no worries. I'm just telling you that the Lord is coming. He's coming real soon, and he's going to deliver. He's with his elect, if the ones that are getting right, because 2/3 of our people have to be cut off and die. And so unless you come back onto the Lord and listen unto him and see, because this is what's going to happen. Like, he's going to come and put judgment upon this place. He's going to destroy the entire every acre square mile of this place is going to be destroyed. So, but he's going to deliver his elect. He's going to bring them out in these chariots. You know, those UFOs that they be seeing on the news and everywhere.
Demons?
They're not demons. They're angels. They're angels of the Lord.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're.
Thank you, because I was getting scared of them.
Yeah, the Lord showed. Those are the things.
Right there. They're following people and shit.
Yeah, man. It's because they're watching. They're going on this sinful kingdom and watching. The eyes of the Lord is upon the sinful kingdom, seeing everything they're watching. And the Lord said he was going to make inquisition of this place. So they're going and they're watching people, seeing if they're doing what the Lord has prescribed.
So they do that.
Yeah, like you're always being watched. The Lord said he was going to search Jerusalem with candles.
Puerto Rico. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, Ephraim, you know, the Taino Indians.
I don't know the I'm not good at, how you say?
Yeah, but well,
Culture.
Puerto Rico means rich port.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what it means. You know, because when they came and put us in slavery, they were naming us after things that they seen that they can steal from us, because that's the so-called white man. So they seen that they had a lot of stuff. They had like sugar cane and rubber plant trees and all that stuff that they can use for their wicked kingdom. But it's Ephraim, which the Lord named us. That's what he named those people, which means fruitful. Be fruitful.
I'll see you there, though.
All right, man.
You have a good one,
Okay,
though.
you too.
Well, I apologize for my wicked ways, though.
Oh no, man! Just it's to the Lord. I don't care. Yeah, yeah. Shalom. Con. I'm gonna finish this real quick. Acquainted with grief, we hid as it were our face from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. So, as though the people had that chance, they had a chance to do something. Like even Pilate said, when they were doing that trial, they're saying, I see no fault in this man. Do you really? No. They instead of them standing up for him, even Peter, which the Lord, it was prophecy that when he was getting arrested, you were going to deny me 3 times. But this is a time that we're going to stand up for him. And we're going to continuously do what the Lord has prescribed. And we're going to preach the word to our people because they need to be healed. They're through. Surely he have borne our grief. And that's what he died for. And that's how, for this a purpose, for the election purpose. The election that the Lord has put forth from the beginning. And carry out sorrow, yet we did esteem him and stricken and smitten God of affliction. But he was wounded for our transgressions, and he was bruised for our iniquity. And the chastisement, I don't know why I keep saying it. Chastisement of our peace were upon him, and he had stripes, and we were healed. And it pleased the Lord for it, for us to be for the election purpose, so the Lord can bring forth the remnant, and that we're able to deliver and get the kingdom, because that's what everything was for. It was always for the. I'm gonna just grab it in Romans 9 in the beginning, and I'm gonna end off. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done good or evil. So Esau was the beginning of the world, but Esau is them that follow. That the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but by him that called them. So that's what all this stuff is about, that the Lord was going to do and bring forth the remnant that Israel was going to have that seed, just as he did at all these times, so they can bear the kingdom of Israel, that they can continuously bring forth his name. It started with Shem at that time, which was the name that the sons of God got the name, and they passed it on, and when a horrible event happened, that it was always a seed that kept forth the name doing it, and now it's a bigger thing. It was always for this purpose, so the Lord can give us a kingdom that we deserve. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakach Ladash, the Wadah Yah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and Shalom.